Hey everybody, this is the Utah Outcasts, a very much uncensored and unabashedly atheist show coming at you from the great and spacious state of Utah via podcast and YouTube. We strive to bring you some entertaining news you missed, some fun with real audio, and oh so much more each week. For each topic we find funny, infuriating, or just plain newsworthy, we make sure to consume each with as much skepticism and as much irreverence as legally allowed. The panel for this week's show consists of those two people who don't need any special introductions, but we'll be getting them anyways, my friends Kyle Steenblick and Felicia Entwistle.
Hey,
hello.
I am your ever-present host. I go by the moniker X, and now it's time for me to line up to the huge cock buffet and give each of our patrons a loving tug to let them know how loved they are. It's kind of like the whole Carol Burnett thing where she used to tug on her ear at the end of the show to let her grandma know that she was thinking of her.
Aww.
We just pull on cocks, that's all. So those lucky souls that keep the show going each week are none other than Robert Jones, Dan Ellis, and Louis Cruz. However, the dessert in this man's sandwich of patrons is Danny Lopez, who doesn't need a bun for his sausage. These patrons have just earned have just received their own Patreon fueled RSS feed that they can use to plug into their podcatchers so they don't miss any of our stuff. So it's great you don't have to listen to that shit on the app anymore. You can just download the audio. I think it's cool that the folks there at Patreon are starting to listen to the content creator. So it's goddamn cool. Fuck you guys to think otherwise, but these four badass listeners have all earned their place in Utah Outcast history. But if you don't have the ends to donate, but still love our show, please show your support by taking a few seconds to, in whatever app or platform you use to catch our show, leave us a rating, or at the very least, subscribe. As always, you can find us over at all the social media shit that we do as Utah Outcast, or just fire us an email, mailbag@utahoutcast.com. So anyway, we're only 4 people away from hitting 100 subscribers on YouTube, so fucking get over there and do it. So if you haven't, go there and give us a subscribe. I know that a lot of people listen via podcast, but we do add a lot of stuff into the video feed that you're missing out if you don't check it out. I've been Instagramming a lot more, and that's been interesting, let me tell you. That is a weird social platform.
It is.
It's not one I've ever really wrapped my head around.
No.
I know that I'm
many
supposed to be a
people on it.
millennial and I'm supposed to like understand the shit, but it took me forever to understand Pinterest. So
I still don't get Snapchat. I honestly don't.
Oh, I
Oh
understand.
no, yeah. No. Snapchat is for butts and boobs.
Oh.
No. Oh no, I've actually never sent nudes over that because if I'm sending nudes, I'm sending them so that you can come to them.
Come
Yeah. Yeah.
So
no.
let's see.
No, Snapchat is for funny filters, and also I get to look really pretty with flowers on my head. That's what
Dan has a
Snapchat's
picture
for.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah, no, they're fun.
Well, I mean, I've got it on the phone. I just don't use it. I especially like the demon face one where, like, around Halloween they put on there because, boy, that scares the shit out of kids. I love doing that one.
William's son has figured out Snapchat. No, he like understands how to pull it up, make it so it's his face that's turning like the different filters and stuff. No, he's fully aware. And then he just takes a picture and sends it to random people. It's amazing. He doesn't know who he's sending it to because he can't read their names yet. And he cannot, but he just sends it, and I randomly get a Snapchat from William, and it's not from him at all. It's from his son, and it's delightful.
All right. So with all that being said, let's get into our first segment. Fans know that's what's coming, but for the rest of you, it's time for News You Missed. And what a better way to start our show each week than to plunge headfirst into the news that networks probably didn't pick up, or if they did, they didn't come at it with our bias. The first one that we have up here is I'm sure many people have heard this already, but and fuck, who hasn't heard about it? Because we have a 24-hour news cycle and people just love to talk about this shit. There was a bombing in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yay!
And a bunch of people injured scores of people, and they found additional explosives, and it's also tied to another device that went off like the day previous during a 5K.
Thanks science, no one died.
Yep, authorities haven't commented on it yet, but they're sure it's not terrorism. Look, guys, it's not terrorism. Shit blowing up in your downtown is not terrorism at all.
You know why it's not terrorism? Because they haven't been able to tie a Muslim to it.
Haven't been able to put a brown person on it, right? Yeah.
Exactly. But it's definitely terrorism.
Because let's put it this way. If it was a black guy or a brown guy, they would have been like, yep, terrorism. Rando fucking Christian guy does something like, oh, he's just got mental problems, or whatever the fucking excuse they always like to use.
Exactly.
Oh, we know we shouldn't take away guns. The guy had a mental problem. Like,
I don't know. I did see some reports where they were calling it a terrorist act.
When I was typing all this up last night, they had commented on it and they said that it was intentional but not terrorism. And so that led me to commenting, what the fuck does that mean? It's intentional but not terrorism.
The difference in the line is really gray. I think it's I think it's rooted in motive. But
that's the idea.
The idea not trying to politically change something, you know.
Yeah.
But I view terrorism as not the, since nobody goes on fucking definitions of words that really work anymore.
Yeah.
We're not talking IRA kind of shit in downtown Belfast. We're talking about, New York City, somebody lit off a bomb to scare the shit out of a lot of people and to maim and to hurt,
But people don't just do that. Like, people, there's always a motivation behind it. I mean, even in the Joker, whose motivation was just to display, I'm talking Dark Knight Joker.
Yes,
was just to display,
not this
chaos.
Joker, not this one.
Accurate. You're right. Yes, Heath Ledger Joker was to display the chaos of the universe and that nothing is under control. Even he had motivation, which was, in a sense, political. That none of us have any control and that we can never control our futures. And so why bother with the current system?
Would you have pulled the trigger on the boat? Would you have done it? Tiny Lister stole the scene on that one when he threw it out the window. But
I never did make a decision, honestly. I never did. I was always just like, dude, I don't know. I don't, and that's one of those ones where I had to go agnostic. I have no idea what I would do until I'm in that situation.
Yeah, I'm one of those amoral atheists out there that has no. I'm like, fuck it. My survival.
I'm super moral, and I would be willing to sacrifice myself. That's not the point.
Yeah. No, I couldn't. I don't know that I could have done it because I would be pretty sure that somebody who would go to those lengths and somebody who would set up a bomb and somebody who would try to force you to do that would probably just make both triggers blow up both boats.
Well, and see, that's the problem is my self-sacrifice really the answer? That's where the skepticism comes in, because I totally would sacrifice my life to save many others. I believe in this moment inherently. Today, I ran to save a woman who I believe fainted at my event. So she was like, "Don't touch me," and I was like, "Nobody move her!"
Well, see,
I saved you.
Here's the thing about the Joker thing we're talking about there, about how we thought maybe both of them would blow up at the same time. He gave Batman a choice, and only one of them blew up.
True.
So,
but the people,
he does have a code of honor.
The people on the boat would have no way of knowing that.
Oh no, absolutely not. No, I'm just stating for the people that have the omniscient God sense that we did as the audience. We could say, well, that Joker at least did shit honestly, except for he told the story differently every time about how we got those scars.
Otter pops.
And that,
yeah, no shit.
But my point simply is there is always some motivation. There is a motivation, and because politics is so ingrained in livelihood, people who say they don't vote, there is always a political motivation. I'm sorry, but politics is the way we organize ourselves as a society, and if there is no such thing as an apolitical motivation in a terrorist act, if you ask me, if in a widespread killing act, there is no such thing as a non-political motivation. In a moment of passion where you catch your husband cheating on you, and so you kill him and her, and it's a bloody nastiness. Yeah. Or him and him. Or her and her. You don't know.
No, you said husband though. That's the only reason there.
Yeah, but you don't
Gender
know.
roles. Anyway, let's move on to
my point is, in a mass killing, there's definitely going to be a political, something that is somewhat political in any level, whether or not that's the way they view it. It is political.
Well, I mean, even if this turned out to be a couple of little shitheads making pressure cooker bombs, because they were pressure cooker bombs we saw, even if they were just a couple of fucking knuckleheads doing this stuff, it's still terrorism in my book.
I agree. The object was to create terror and confusion.
And it's going to scare the shit out of the people living in this rich-ass borough. Chelsea's not a cheap place to live in New York City.
Well, no place in New York City is cheap.
Well, I know, but we're not talking like the Bronx 20 years ago. We're talking...
Oh, yeah.
We're talking right near financial district kind of shit. Anyway, The next one they have up here, we have a Vice reporter who was arrested in Houston at a Trump event.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys heard about this one.
No,
So
I haven't heard anything about this.
A reporter for Vice was taken into custody by Houston police while waiting for his press credentials to the speech that GOP presidential nominee Donald Trump. Can't believe I had to say that. He was given this speech at the Omni Westside Hotel Saturday, and the reporter Alex Thompson showed up to the event without press credentials, which, you know, if you've gone anywhere as press, you usually pick it up at the will call, you know.
Right.
Or you pick it up, you know, somewhere at the front desk. And so before he showed up to it, his campaign had stated that his press credentials were pending. So meaning, you know, you show up and you go to the booth and you're like, hey, I'm here for my press pass. So he entered the lobby of the place and he talked with a member of the communication team for Trump, a man who identified himself as a hotel manager, asked Thompson to leave. He said, with the warning that he would be arrested for trespassing.
What?
And yeah, so the communication team guy went to go check on it and actually got the manager to like boot this guy. And not 2 minutes later, after receiving that warning, while still waiting for the Trump staffer to return, the Houston police took Thompson into custody, handcuffed him, and immediately escorted him outside.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, he was totally... Like, I think they knew this guy was, I would say it's almost like an ambush, you know, but how like the Trump campaign to say, like, fuck you to press.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And people might be wondering why I'm making such a big deal out of this. You're talking about a guy that wants to be the president, locking up members of the fucking press for dubious things. Trump is like one step away from Duterte in the Philippines.
Yeah, but the reporter wasn't doing anything wrong. He wasn't doing anything unusual. He wasn't making an ass of himself. He wasn't being a jerk or anything. He just showed up saying, okay, look, I'm here for this event to cover it for Vice News. And yeah,
I don't know about you guys, but I fucking love Vice News.
I'm actually a fan. Yeah.
And so
that's the way it works. It's not like he was showing up without
a cause.
Yeah, they were on a list.
Yeah,
they said
he had a reason to be there. Yeah. So, according to the Vice editors, Thompson was never given an opportunity to explain why he was still in the lobby waiting for Trump staffers to return with an answer. So, they just straight up arrested his ass. Like, they didn't even give him enough time. They didn't give him a chance to vacate. They just said, here, you get out of here. And then all of a sudden, sick the cops on him. Trespassing.
On what charges? On trespassing?
It's
in a public place?
No, it's not public. It's a private place.
In a hotel. If they ask you to leave, then
yeah.
But they have to give you, time to leave.
A good chance for you to get out of there before they decide to arrest your ass.
That's my entire point. Is that this is some totalitarian fascist shit here.
Yeah. And we have another Trump story coming up in a second, but I'm going to palate cleanse because
good.
There's you guys know about the Baphomet statue. Too bad this didn't come out right after Shalice was on last week. This whole protesting started happening in Arkansas. So right now they're planning on putting the Baphomet statue up on the grounds of the state capitol lawn because they have the 10 Commandments there.
Right.
And, they've been fighting to have those removed, and the people there, of course, digging their fucking heels in.
The Satanists, their actual goal is to get them removed, but barring that, the Baphomet goes up.
And so, the Baphomet's planning on going up. There's an atheist group in Arkansas, or actually a really robust one from a lot of stuff that I've seen. They're planning on putting up a monument that's going to be called a wall of separation, where it's literally just like a brick wall between the 10 Commandments and the Baphomet statue.
Ha! I love it. That's clever.
And so there's a guy that is currently protesting the Baphomet statue going up. And the only reason I bring this up is because he misses the forest for the trees with his protest here. He says, I don't want no Baphomet statue. This is me, paraphrasing him. Baphomet statue over here in my country, in my town. And so what he says in the next line where he's actually quoted, he said, if they decide they want to not just have any monuments, that would be okay with me.
Ha!
But we definitely can't have a statue of Baphomet because that would invite the devil, Stephen Tate says.
Oh. Okay. Hi. Welcome to the protest. You should be supporting this then.
No, he wants the Ten Commandments to stay up.
Right.
But if it's a matter of them damn Satanists coming in with their horn god, we don't want none of that here in Arkansas.
I feel like I should start a church of the motherly goddess where our church is that we display our nipples wherever we want, females. Like, yeah.
Oh, and
then
the nipple.
Yeah. And then every time there's a Ten Commandments monument, we're like, okay, then right next to it, we want a woman bearing her bosom, and like we'll model it after a real woman. Like, so these are real boobs that you're looking.
Awesome. So I find it just fucking hilarious that the guy's like, let's see, I don't want no statue to come up over here, but I'm just gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna protest it, but if they don't want to have none of that. Let's see.
God, those guys are just idiots.
So back to the Trump news that we had there. I just wanted to take a quick little aside on that one. Trump is reviving his creepy gun rhetoric against Clinton.
I noticed. I
you
saw
heard about this one?
Yeah, I saw that.
So a month after suggesting that Hillary Clinton should be attacked by, Second Amendment people, maybe there's something you guys can do. I don't know, but that's him saying, oh no, those guys are very good about, asserting their rights. No, that's not what he meant at all.
Yeah, no.
That's not what he meant. That's not what he meant at all.
So the Guardian is reporting, and I grabbed this from Raw Story, that he's using similar language again for telling Clinton to disarm her Secret Service and see what happens.
Yeah,
what the fuck does that even mean?
So Trump was accusing Clinton of wanting to abolish the Second Amendment, which is something she's never even fucking said.
Not even hinted at.
No. And then criticized her for traveling with armed Secret Service bodyguards. This guy is a fucking hypocrite because he's traveling with Secret Service bodyguards.
Of course
armed
he is.
Secret Service. Yeah, of course. Fuck.
And so I think he said, this is his quote, I think the bodyguards should drop all weapons. They should disarm. I think that they should disarm immediately. What do you think? Yes? Take their guns away. She doesn't want guns. Take their guns away. Let's see what happens to her. Make America great again. I'm going to make it it's going to be great. So let me get this straight, Donald. Do you want her? What could possibly happen that taking their guns away would do?
Okay, first of all, the arms that her bodyguards are carrying are not anything that anyone is trying to disarm. These guys are highly trained professionals who know how to use their fucking weapons. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, there is, as much as there are police officers using their weapons against civilians in absolutely unacceptable ways where they're never charged, you don't find those stories about the Secret Service because these fuckers are vetted.
Yes.
Yeah. No. The Secret Service.
Yeah.
Yeah. They know what they're doing with their weapons.
Yeah. No, I had a friend of the family that was Secret Service, and let me tell you what, they don't pay them enough to live in fucking DC. Let me tell you that right now.
Not shocked.
No.
But no, that has nothing to do with anything. Like that's ridiculous. And anything that Hillary has proposed is absolutely not opposed to those people carrying guns. It's just not.
I mean, if she's proposed anything, it's background checks. That's about the only thing anybody's asking for right now. Yeah. But they see that as the nose under the tent. The camel's nose coming underneath the tent. Absolutely
but no,
not the
Trump.
case.
No.
Trump wants. They don't even let Trump people carry guns into his rallies, for fuck's sake.
No,
yeah, wasn't the GOP convention, wasn't it completely arms free or something like that?
Yeah. That was a gun free zone.
But at the same time, they're trying to say that, oh, you guys are a bunch of fucking hypocrites. Yeah, that seems to be a trend going on recently.
They don't. It's just another perfect example of him not understanding what words actually mean.
Nope. He has the best words. He says the most words.
Right. Yeah.
No, here's the reality. He wants her shot. He wants her dead.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because if the Democratic Party has to replace her at this point, they will lose. That's the truth.
Oh man, and I didn't bring up any of the...
It would entirely depend on who they had to replace her with.
I didn't grab any of the audio because there's a whole bunch of right-wing stuff going on right now about how, Hillary Clinton getting pneumonia and all of a sudden it fucking disqualifies her from being president. And there's all these people making all sorts of fucking really terrible statements about her. Like, okay, if it was anybody else, would this have been the case? No, because she's a woman.
Well, no, it's yes, it's because she's a woman, but they've been making claims about her ability for so long.
Yeah.
And then she gets pneumonia, and somehow that's proof that she's weaker. And I just want to slap people and be like, do you know nothing about bacteria and viruses?
Well, and I find it hilarious that it took us getting a black president to point out how fucking racist the entirety of the GOP is. I mean, I can't say all, but the entirety of the ones that are actually running shit right now.
Yeah.
In the country, those are some fucking racists. It took us having a black president for that to happen. It's going to take us having a woman president for people to see misogyny finally. And boy, if you think that they're being bad with Obama, just imagine how fucking like gridlocked shit's going to be with Trump. I mean Clinton. Sorry, not Trump.
Here's the thing about Hillary. Yeah, yes, things have been gridlocked with Obama, and yes, they've been tough. Hillary has a lot of friends, and she inspires this. And Obama was young. He was young when he got into the presidency.
Yeah, and he did blow his load, like right out the gate with Obamacare.
And I understand it, and it's not that I don't support him in his efforts. That's not what I'm saying. And as somebody who is not, this has nothing to do with him as a person.
Yeah.
The thing about Hillary is that she is established and she has friends. And so I think the gridlock would be less under her than it would be Obama. And also, I've been looking at her voting record and her history, and she's voted way more liberal than Obama ever did.
Yeah, she's got the good record. She really does.
And I'm sorry, because for a long time I basically called her a Republican and a conservative, and I need to walk that back though. Like, yeah, she's not me level feminist, but damn, is she not my heritage? You know what I mean? Like, she's been a progressive for a long time, and maybe she's slow to come to new progressive ideas, but she always does. So I gotta apologize. I've said this before on the podcast that I've said some shitty things about Hillary in the past when I was for Bernie, and I still love Bernie. Don't get me wrong. I still wish he would have been the nominee. But I gotta say, Hillary is not the absolute opposite of Bernie, and so we've got to stop saying
she's not.
No. And so for the last news item that we have here, have to move it along. We have Leilani Thomas, who following in the I can't say following in this guy's footsteps because Colin Kaepernick wasn't the first guy to do this shit, but sitting out the Pledge of Allegiance, you know.
Mm-hmm. Was it the pledge or the national anthem?
This is pledge. This one's pledge right here. But we're talking civil disobedience kind of thing. And that's not even a civil disobedient act. Like it's just it's a First Amendment protected fucking act.
Yeah.
So Leilani Thomas, a student that's a Native American, was protesting silently since she's been in second grade about, not standing up for the pledge. And so she said, my mom and dad brought up what it meant to us and our people, so I just started sitting down. But now, because at Lower Lake High School, I'm not sure exactly where this is, but it's a California student. For the first time ever, a teacher at the school took issue with it and docked her participation grade for not standing for the pledge.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
No, you can't do that. You absolutely cannot do that in a public school, especially.
Yeah. And so she said that the teacher told her, I was being disrespectful and I was pretty mad. She was being disrespectful to me also, saying I was making bad choices and I don't have the choice to sit during the pledge. Wrong. The Supreme Court definitely came out saying that she can sit down during the pledge.
Yeah.
It would be a totalitarian government that said you could not.
No, but they want this. They want that kind of. I swear to God,
fascism is on the rise. No, fascism is on the rise in the United States, and yes, fascism has arrived in America. Welcome, United States. Donald Trump is the rise of fascism, and the Republican Party
draped in a flag too,
and absolutely,
and with a Bible.
Of course it is. Of course it is. That's how fascism rises. Of course it's draped in the flag, land of the free and home of the brave. Look up the third stanza. No, fascism is it's been a long time coming. And so these people who sit there and tell me that they're honoring the troops. And then a service member can say, it's not
No, you're not.
disrespectful.
Mm-mm.
It's not
Yeah.
disrespectful.
And
Yeah,
they're not
it's
going to
fine.
listen to him. They're not going to listen to him.
No,
No, you don't know what you're
don't.
talking about. Let me mansplain shit for you.
Mhm.
And they do. These women will mansplain shit to service members and be
Ooh,
like,
Ooh,
I'm allowed to have my opinion.
I got mansplained at a grocery store the other day by this checker.
Oh.
I was like,
Nice.
what the fuck?
Oh, what for? What
Well,
for?
because like, okay, I bought a 12-pack of sodas because I have a fridge down here and it's nice to have a soda every once in a while, especially where
Yeah.
mixes really good with shitty bourbon. So
Yeah.
And so I was like picking up the stuff and she's like, oh no, you can't buy that one at this price because it's this much. I'm like, no, it says 3 for something over there. And she's like, no, actually it says this. And like, I even got the actually. I was like, oh shit, you're putting me in my place. Oh man. And let me explain. You can be mansplained by a lady.
Mhm.
No. It's a concept of.
It's a concept of someone you having power, trying to have power over you. It's
right.
like
Exactly.
they know better than you do. And I'm like, no, the price says it's this much. But that wasn't the main thing they said, because I was bringing it up and I don't know how I got into this fucking conversation. Weird as shit. I'm dropping my kids off at school, get done doing that. And I'm going to the grocery store to pick up some baby carrots and some salad and shit like that. And then I'm going to pick up 12-pack. It looks like it's a good price. And so when I'm checking out and I get done with all the bullshit she rolled me through with that, I'm like, yeah, I would think with Dr. Pepper it wouldn't be a big deal because they're the what is it? They're the agnostic of the soda families. They don't give a shit about whether they're served next to Coke or next to Pepsi. Making a joke. And she's like, well, actually it does matter. I'm like, it matters what city that it's bottled in. And I'm like, lady, I couldn't give 2 fucks. I'm just buying some beverage. That's all I
Yeah,
want.
seriously.
That's like me going and like buying like a 12-pack of Pabst and someone be like, oh, well, actually, it's
Yeah, no, I had a men's rights activist recently go, you woman-splained this to me. I'm like, you don't understand what the word you're using.
You don't know the term. Quit using terms wrong.
Yeah. Because
because you switch it out doesn't change anything.
Because me explaining the definitions of feminism, which is highly misunderstood, is not woman's.
No, it's definitely not.
Me going, okay, feminism is absolutely on the side of men, and feminism actually says that men are harmed by patriarchy. Oh, what he called it womansplaining was like there's a difference between, because he kept using the words interchangeably, misogyny and patriarchy, which are completely different concepts, although largely tied. Misogyny is the hatred of women, and there is casual misogyny, just like there is casual racism.
Yeah, but it's still racism, and so that's why we call it out whenever it happens.
There's casual misogyny, where like a woman says, "I'm going to take away your man card for a guy buying a frou-frou drink." That's misogyny. That's casual misogyny.
It is.
Yeah, exactly. So I was trying to explain to him there's a difference between misogyny and patriarchy. Patriarchy is a cultural idea where men are superior to women, and this is easy to find, where if you tell somebody define your picture of a leader, and they'll say a man with dark hair and dark eyes, but you'll notice they don't say dark skin. And and he stands tall and he speaks with a deep voice. That's patriarchy.
No, but according to all my YouTube people that I watch, we're just a bunch of whiny left regressive.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Left, spoiled, rotten baby children people. Like,
yeah, no,
yeah,
we haven't.
No.
We haven't had any difficulties at all.
No, kidding. So I was accused of womansplaining to him the difference between misogyny and patriarchy, but he did keep using the terms interchangeably. He was like, people believing men, something like, people believing men are leaders is misogyny. Which, yes, but no, like, that's
not really,
not quite.
Oh no. It was women. It was women being favored in the courts is misogyny. No, but it's for family courts, specifically for child custody. He was like, so that's misogyny? I said, no, but it's patriarchy.
Yeah, it's patriarchy, which is
misogyny,
sexist. Yeah, Yeah,
Yeah,
they confuse.
sexist.
Yeah, they confuse sexism and misogyny all the time.
All the time. Yes.
Yeah, no, there's definitely sexism.
It's
Sexism is discrimination against a person based on the issue of sex. This does not apply to male versus female, but this can also apply to transgender humans, and non-binary people, and all sorts. Sexism is a broad spectrum. Misogyny is specifically the hatred of women, which we do have a widespread cultural problem. And patriarchy is a system of culture which favors men over everyone else.
Right. It's institutionalized sexism.
So to get back to what we were talking about initially with the school, with the girl in the school and everything.
God damn it. Stop mansplaining everything to us.
No, that's not how it works. No. No, that's my job as the fucking host. My job as the host be like, okay, steer the ship out of the Sargasso of patriarchy and get back into.
I'm sorry. Stop vag-splaining everything to us.
I know, right? God, Felicia.
Woman-splaining doesn't roll off the tongue. Badge-splaining is much better.
Yes, it is.
Stuff that pink bat away.
It's more fun to say. It's much more fun to say, too.
Bat as in winged mammal, not like... Anyway, the school district superintendent, Donna Becknell, is standing by Leilani and the other student who chose to sit. When asked why, the superintendent said, well, because of the First Amendment. They have the same rights when they walk into the schoolhouse that everybody else does.
Oh, it's amazing how that works.
And the superintendent said that it is district policy to respect the students' free speech. And
absolutely.
And so the school switched Leilani and her friend to another teacher after learning about the incident. So not getting the teacher in trouble, or not replacing this teacher that obviously doesn't know First Amendment shit. No, we're going to move you to a different classroom.
Right. Yeah, no, the student is obviously punished, especially because switching teachers is hard to do, and it can absolutely affect your grade.
It'll fuck up your entire year. I mean, thankfully it just started, but like, if that happened mid of the school year, that would fucking suck. I've moved schools in the middle of the school year. Yeah. And it sucks, man.
Let me tell you something. Before the permeation of social media the way it is, I protested religious... I'm trying to find the word. Anyway, when teachers would get religious in school, in class, I used to take the policy of respectfully approaching them after class, and that didn't work.
No, never does.
No.
You can't call that religious privilege like that, because you have to drag it into the fucking street.
Right. So I started protesting, and it absolutely is a true form of protest. They would bring up religious things in class, and so I walked the fuck out. I would stage a one student walkout every time they did that shit. I wouldn't even give them the time of day. I'd shove my shit in my bag and I walk out the damn door. And not once did I get marked absent. Not once did I get like called out on that shit. I was just like, and every time students would be like, "Why'd you leave?" And I'd be like, "Because they brought religion into the classroom." And they'd be like, "They didn't mean anything by it." I go, "They did." And no, but never. But the teachers knew when I staged a walkout, they knew that this was some serious shit, that they could not call me on it. Now with social media and people galvanizing these people, I don't know that my protest would have been so successful in that I wouldn't have been penalized. Nope. Luckily, the social media wasn't a thing back then, so they were like, "Ugh, my job, am I right?" That's not the case anymore. But yeah, no.
Yeah, you missed the cusp of social media only by like a couple of years, Felicia.
Oh yeah, no, like by 2 years max. Like
I have to giggle about it. That's all.
It's not that social media didn't exist; it just hadn't permeated the culture.
No, you had MySpace then, but it wasn't quite what it is now.
Yeah. When me and X were in high school, social media would have taken a lot longer.
Oh man!
No, god damn it! I have to post this. Give me a minute.
Let me go post this on my Angel Fire.
I've been.
Give me a second. Let me dial up.
Let me go to my GeoCities page and post this shit.
I've been protesting the Pledge of Allegiance for many years. Many years, in fact.
Just wait till all of my 3 friends on this Usenet group come over and see this.
I do the standard Pledge of Allegiance, but when they get to Undergarden, I've done this since I was like a believer in the supernatural, but had let go of my Christian beliefs. But they get to the Undergarden, I'd been convinced that the Undergod should no longer be in the pledge, so I would remove my hand from my heart, place it behind my back, almost in a military stance, and then continue after. So it'd be like one nation, da da da, indivisible. Yeah, like I seriously would like not participate in that part of the speech, and not one teacher called my shit out on it. Not one.
I haven't heard if my daughter's ran into any kind of trouble yet, but she doesn't do the under God part either. And I'm like, yay for you.
The only time that I have not removed my hand from my heart for that is on the campaign when I was acting as a surrogate, because I wasn't speaking as myself. I was representing somebody other than myself, and I don't know their position on that. So I decided that I would not do that, but I still did not utter the words. Couldn't do it. Could not bring myself to say under God. Just so many years I have not said it. So I'm not going to start now.
It's totally inappropriate. It doesn't belong there.
Nope.
Absolutely.
And even the pastor that wrote it said, nope, that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And that's a good place for us to bring it to a close on this one. We're going to jump into not a controversial topic, but we have You Oughta Know coming up. So give us a second. We'll be right back. This is Utah Outcasts. This is Felicia. This is Kyle. This is X. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're into You Oughta Know, and it's been about a month since we did this. Last time we did it, we did the Mormon contract episode, where we spent an ungodly amount of time poring over a Mormon contract that they make return missionaries sign. So to keep it a little bit lighter, and unfortunately the guest that we were going to have lined up tonight bailed on us. Sorry.
He had some issues that came up.
I mean, this was tailored specifically for him showing up, but I think it's important for us to bring up and talk about anyways. So we don't have an expose on the Mormon church and their crazy doctrine they're making return missionary sign. But there is something that we think that you guys ought to know about each week. Or not each week, but every month. But this week, this stems from the Rob Lowe roast that happened recently.
Oh, geez. That was such a good one.
And don't get me wrong, a roast of a B-list celebrity on fucking Comedy Central isn't something big normally, but I'm sure as many of you.
I don't know if you can really call Rob Lowe a B-lister.
I still think he counts.
Yeah, I don't think he's A-list. He's still B-list for sure.
Well, I mean, but I wouldn't mind being on the B-list. I mean, Danny Trejo is like B-list right now.
There's lots of great people on the B-list.
They're the most fun people. They can get away with not being recognized in public. Like, that's the most fun people.
Yeah, the litmus test is, can you get away with releasing a sex tape? If you can get away with a sex tape getting out and not having it hurt your career, you're on the B list.
Okay, kids, I want you to go out there, and I don't really want you to Google it, but Rob Lowe did make a sex tape, and they properly roasted him for that on the show. But the big part happened when Ann Coulter decided to get on the fucking dais.
Didn't she though?
I know she had a book to sell. I get that. And they're trying to say, no, that's not what was happening. I went up there because I love Rob. And I'm like, no, you don't just show up in the middle of a fucking roast with your ass thinking nothing's going to happen.
No, so, yeah. Those things are assembled and orchestrated. So she was put on there.
Yeah. So here's what I want this week's segment to focus on. There was a lot. I mean, just go and find the YouTube clips and stuff. I would bring them up here, but I don't want to get hit by Viacom because they're a bunch of assholes when it comes to this kind of stuff. So there was a lot of mean shit leveled at her, and there are those in the various communities, and I'm not saying specifically, the social justice communities or, the comedy communities and stuff like that, or whether it be the equality folks or those in the atheist camp. There were some people that were really just nonplussed about a lot of the stuff that they said about her. I understand how many people say that making fun of someone's appearance is out of bounds. I get that. I really do, because I was a fat kid my whole life, but at the same time, I'm used to the fat guy jokes. That doesn't mean it shouldn't be something that people don't make fun of, but it's the easiest fucking low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
And about the lowest hanging fruit you could dangle in front of a comedian is Ann fucking Coulter.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You can't. Yeah.
To further give credence to they knew she was going to be there. A lot of these people had to get this stuff written for them because Jewel came on stage and she was giving fucking Ann Coulter the business. And so,
but please, I would be happy. Like, again, at Jewel as a feminist and me as a feminist, as somebody who hates Ann Coulter, I'm delighted. To quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this flies directly in the face of, everything I hold dear about comedy. And that, my friends, is that comedy is sacred. That's about the only thing in comedy that is sacred, is the fact that you're supposed to be able to say literally whatever the fuck you want about whoever the fuck you want, because that's how comedy works.
Yeah.
Now, South Park has shown us that there is no such thing as sacredness. And I remember our guest that was supposed to be here tonight, I remember him telling me a story about a joke that he made about about Michael J. Fox, with Parkinson's. And the punchline of the joke was Marty McFly goes back to the future, and I know that's not how it works. Shut up, people. But he meets up with Doc Brown, and he's like, Doc, what's my future like? And he's like, oh, I don't know, Marty. It's kind of shaky, and he got he makes a lot of funny jokes like that, but somebody heard this joke and they threatened him with fisticuffs.
Yeah, they got really pissed off. They got really pissed with him.
He's like, all the other shit that I said tonight, and that's the joke that you want to die on the hill for? That's the one that you're going to start a fight with me and get fucking assault charges?
I'm sorry,
this was also he also had a joke in this same show, if I'm remembering these things right, because there were a lot of jokes thrown around. He also had a joke about getting really stoned and watching the History Channel, and then suddenly having a just an epiphany, going, I don't get why everybody was so pissed at Hitler. I don't get it.
That's a really terrible
why are they so pissed? I mean, so the guy doesn't like juice. I don't get it.
So
whoa.
Yeah, juice.
Yeah, it's really bad. We're kind of like
we're walking all over it. We're taking liberty with it.
We're walking all over somebody else's material, and I feel bad about that.
Yeah,
but that's still one of my favorite jokes.
So, in my opinion, there shouldn't be anything that is out of bounds in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong. You don't want to go Michael Richards and go screaming the word nigger a whole bunch of times,
No, because that
ruined his fucking career.
Yeah,
I mean, he didn't really have one, but. I mean, I bet you he's still making residuals on UHF.
He gets a check every month for $5.
But let's see, making fun of Ann Coulter, who, let's not mince words here. Okay.
No, she's a hateful bitch.
She's a horrible fucking human being.
And I want to point out that she has absolutely brought this all on herself. This isn't a blame the victim kind of thing. She has absolutely trashed anyone who calls themselves a liberal, anyone who's called themselves a progressive. She has said some horrible, heinous shit about this, and not in the name of comedy, in making a joke and being satirical.
I thought
of that.
I thought for the longest time that she was playing a character, like she was some sort of caricature of the extreme right wing. No, she honestly believes this stuff.
And she came out there wearing her cross necklace and everything, and then acted like she was shocked that these people would say such terrible things about her. And she has written books. She's written books that Adios America, really?
Yeah.
Really?
No. I'm sorry. Have you ever tried to read one of her books?
No,
I have not.
Because it probably reads like stream of consciousness. I bet.
Yeah, they're really shitty books. I tell you.
She makes money on them. That's fucking gross.
I'm betting the people who actually buy them don't actually read them.
No, I think they do. Then they consider it high reading because their intellect level is a lot lower than that. So anyway, with jokes and everything, I mean, about the best joke that I heard during the whole roast was that the only person you're ever going to make happy, Ann, is the Mexican that's digging your grave.
Boom.
Which I was like, God, that was a great fucking line.
Yeah. Oh, I really liked Rob Lowe's about this is Ann Coulter performing is probably the only bombing that you can't blame on a Muslim.
Yes. And I know that I'm not, as a feminist, I'm not supposed to make fun of anyone's appearance, but Halloween's coming up, but Anne already has her skeleton costume on.
Oh God, who was the football bro? at the roast.
Oh yeah, no, Peyton Manning.
I was gonna say you're asking the wrong person.
Yeah. Oh God, whoever wrote that joke for him about Ann Coulter winning the Kentucky Derby.
That was fucked up, and I feel
so-
bad for laughing at that, but it was funny.
And that's the thing. Like, you should be able to laugh at whatever the fucking you think is funny. Should you reflect on it afterwards and be like, wow, I really shouldn't have laughed at that? Yes. But at the same time, comedy is there because your alternative to comedy is seriousness all the fucking time.
Right.
And I can't live in this world without horrible fucking comedy because I need the fucking vent. I need the valve.
I kind of feel like Anne should like none of this we should feel guilty about because she has absolutely judged people based on appearance alone. Mm-hmm. That has been a thing that she has done consistently for way too long, and she's just gotten away with it, right? Like it's just like Adios America is a book she actually wrote. That's a thing. And it has nothing to do with anything but skin color, and that's the way she behaves. And so when people make fun of her for being skin deep and they make fun of her appearance, dude, this is the level you play on. We will play with you.
Right. That's what comedy is. You take something that you have a grain of truth, and you poke it and you make it absurd and ridiculous. And you highlight something awful.
And let's be honest.
Really, yeah.
Let's be honest. The right wing doesn't make fun of her for being ugly. They call her beautiful. They call her strong and charismatic, right? And if she was one of ours, if she was one of the liberals on our side and she did Botox and she was skinny like this, we would never make fun of her for this. Let's be honest. We wouldn't.
To be honest, and this might catch some shit with some people out there, I find her kind of attractive. She's a horrible person, but at the same time, she's not bad looking. But that really shouldn't matter, just saying.
No. She's actually not bad looking. She is too skinny for my taste. I generally go for my women being a little more meaty, but that's just me.
Yeah, no, she's a little skeletal.
But that's not the point. No, she is conventionally attractive.
Now, are we talking like Tracy Gold skeletal, or are we talking Karen Carpenter skeleton?
Skeletor skeletal.
I'll get you, He-Man.
But she is still a raging hellbeast who
she is.
She is.
We should all disavow through blood sacrifice is all I'm saying.
No, she's an absolute deplorable human being.
She is a disgusting human.
She is a human being. Like, does anybody ever feel bad about jokes levied against Hitler? Really?
No.
You make fun of his stupid mustache all day long, and nobody's ever going to go, "Hey!"
No, I heard he was gassy. That's the one I make fun of. He was full of farts.
That's funny. That's funny. We all fart, but that's funny if we make fun of him for being gassy.
Because
and we all know it.
Just
we all know we fart.
Yeah, no, but his was especially bad, apparently. And could you imagine being stuck in the fucking eagle's nest or in those bunkers?
I love taking these people down. I love it. I love taking them down to a not only human level, but unpleasant human level. Like, it's not a dehumanizing level, right? Like, some people are particularly gassy, but it's funny when we're like, this guy sucked, and he also sucked to be in the same room with. That's funny. That's funny. I don't care what anyone says. That's funny.
Okay, so to give you guys an idea of some of the Ann Coulter books, if you didn't know, I mean, we think she gets both barrels of the shotgun because she's a terrible human being. She's proven time and time again that she's a terrible fucking human being. And so her latest book coming out soon is In Trump We Trust. E pluribus awesome.
Oh,
E pluribus awesome.
Did you just say that? Did you just say E pluribus
awesome? E pluribus awesome.
All right, whoever thought that title up deserves a dick punch.
Or it comes.
You know it was a man. You know it was a man. No, shut the fuck up. You know it was a dude.
Adios, America. The left's plan to turn our country into a third world hellhole. I'm just gonna make a clickbaity fucking title for a book and just fill it up with Pride and Prejudice. That's all I'm gonna do.
Just Pride and Prejudice and werewolves. There you go. That works.
Pride and Prejudice and Ann
I
Coulter.
don't care about abusing the shit.
You got to turn your microphone up, Felicia. It's like gone down on us or something. It's gotten really quiet.
Here.
I don't know what's going on. Anyway, never trust a liberal over 3, especially Republican. Let's see. Mugged. Racial demagoguery from the 70s to Obama. From the 70s to Obama.
Oh,
So
fucking hell.
I don't know what happened to your microphone. It got really quiet.
Hello?
And it's still really low.
Little low.
Let's see. Demonic. How the liberal mob is endangering America.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Guilty. Liberal victims and their assault on America. And if Democrats had any brains, they'd be Republicans. What the fuck, man? Oh, and this one hits home for us really well. Godless, the Church of Liberalism.
Hi, baby.
Oh.
And then there's another one called How to Talk to a Liberal, if you must.
If you must. If you must!
There you go. We have to
Well,
scream.
it's appropriate that she would write that book because, by her ruler,
Actually, you
90
your end because I've got nothing that would indicate a volume change on my end.
Like, okay, where you should be hitting on the scale is like here. You're like way down here. And Kyle is like consistently up here. I don't know what it is. Weird.
Working on it.
hey, I'm consistent.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Whatever, we'll make it work. I'll fix it in post. Who gives a shit? Go watch that on YouTube. That's
too.
You got a deep
screenshot right there. Oh man.
Oh, God,
How's your
That's
gag
right.
reflex?
It's fine.
Okay. How's your
It's fine. I apparently have to yell now. My roommate's paying me.
I almost said, how's your gag reflex, sweetie?
Oh!
That's a little.
Oh! Fuck off!
And okay,
Sweetie motherfucker! Jesus Christ! Oh, it's fine. Fine. Just move on.
moving on. So what's really funny to me is that she showed up to a roast of all things where, okay, normal comedy, you normally don't get someone getting into someone's ass that hard. But when you go on to a roast, especially one of the newer edition Comedy Central roasts, that's no holds barred, man. This is professional wrestling. Like you jumped into the fucking WrestleMania. That's where comics go to test all their meanest shit that they could possibly levy against somebody.
Yeah, no, that's where Gilbert Godfrey got in so much trouble.
Is this terrible?
No, it's not. It's listenable. I'll fix it in post. Don't worry about it. Just talk.
Okay, fine. I'm just talking. Jesus Christ. Okay.
And so, like you were saying with Gilbert Godfrey, like there's just so many, even Justin Bieber got properly fucking handled,
Yeah.
It doesn't forgive him being a sexist, racist little dickhole, but
oh my God, he's so outside of normal things, though.
Well, because he's not allowed. He's not been allowed to be a real human being. That's his problem.
Oh yeah, totally.
He's never had to want for anything.
Give it 10 seconds and it's gonna be so loud you fuckers can't stand it. Let's do this.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see what's happening here. It's gonna get so loud. What's gonna be
What's happening?
What's happening?
What's happening? Stuff. You sound fine to me. I don't know. I haven't.
It's weird. I don't know what it is. It'll come through fine in post, like I said, for the third time. God damn it, people.
All right, fine. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're not sorry.
Nah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Boom, boom.
I mean, so I guess how could we possibly tie this in a pretty little bow for everybody so we can move on?
Ann Coulter sucks. Let's move on.
Well, no, I'm just saying that for the people out there that think that some of the jokes were out of line,
Oh, yeah, no. She's criticized people on their appearance and on superficial things so much that I don't feel bad for her at all.
Well, but there are a lot of people giving a lot of comedians a hard time because some of the statements could have been misinterpreted. And I'm not speaking because of which ones in particular, because I didn't listen to the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been mislabeled as like transphobic.
Yeah, like where, like,
guidelines.
yeah, where they call her a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at her. She is a little mannish.
I get it. I get it. No, I get it. I'm sorry, I get it. Here's the deal: is that she herself has hardline gender roles. She's absolutely advocated for treating people for just their genders, and she has been anti-gay and anti-woman for fuck's sake. Like, I get it. I get that you could be offended that we are these comedians are playing into gender binary and transphobic stereotypes. And yes, many trans people do eventually find themselves in sex work just for sake of survival. I understand those concerns, and those are valid concerns. In this particular, and you're right to call it out. You are right. In this particular instance, let's let it go.
Well, don't forget.
Say don't be offended. I'm just saying it's good that you called it out. Can we please just enjoy the moment where Ann Coulter was shamed beyond belief because she was called mannish, and she can't possibly handle that, where the rest of us women can handle being called mannish and not see it as an insult or as something bad to be had, and that the gender binary is bullshit, but that she herself would be ultimately offended by such concepts as not conforming to the gender binary, and that's why it's fucking funny.
Right, and don't forget context. 90% of comedy is context.
Yeah. Because you could take something somebody says way out of fucking context and have it mean whatever you want it to mean.
Right. You don't take anything said about anybody at a roast seriously.
Yeah. Because they don't really mean that.
I mean, for fuck's sake, Billy Crystal roasted Muhammad Ali.
That's an easy target right there.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with him being black or anything like that. I'm just saying that he was a mush-headed boxer. You know.
I mean, people get you show up at a roast. Anybody on that stage is a target.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
Especially the guest of honor.
Right. And really, roasts like that really started as kind of inside jokes. They are trying to make everybody else on that stage laugh, and you're trying to knock everybody down a peg.
You're trying to also one up your fellow comedians.
You're trying to one up. You're trying to one up everybody on that stage. You knock everybody down a peg. You go, we're all on the same fucking level. Because we are all human and we all suck in some way about something. So we're all equally horrible. Yes. The problem you really ran into there is you have that where, okay, we're all human. We're all really kind of horrible in some way. And then there's Ann Coulter.
And then there's Ann Coulter, this media whore.
Yes.
And I am loath to use the word whore in a disparaging comment because, come on, whores work hard for their money, goddammit. No, she doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't give a fuck about integrity. She doesn't give a fuck about truth. She is all about Ann Coulter and Ann Coulter's brand. And she characterizes herself as this seeker of truth. And then in the fact, she just ignores everything in favor of what makes her money. And let's be honest, I don't even believe that she actually, I do believe she is a conservative. But like to the level of which she is, she's deluded herself. Honestly, come on.
I would have given anything for Lisa Lampanelli to have been on stage.
Oh my god,
with Ann Coulter there.
Well, if she were on stage, she probably would have called out the fact that she's like the Walmart of hand jobs.
I love that lady. I want to talk about somebody that goes really fucking dirty. Anyway, that's your bow. We're gonna go ahead and tie this up and move on to our next segment. So we'll be right back for the most painful part of the show, Fun with Real Audio. Be right back. Okay, so we're back and we're going to jump into that painful ass segment that I love doing it, but sometimes it really fucking hurts. But we're doing fun with real audio. And the first one that we have here is a fairly short one. It comes from John Voight, Angelina Jolie's dad. And yeah, he showed up at the Value Voter Summit recently that was like over about a week ago. I wondered why Right Wing Watch wasn't posting a lot of stuff, and then they published this glut of stuff coming from this conference, and it's always fun. This is the same thing that happened last year when the scarecrow preacher guy, whatever the fuck his name is, I forgot what it is, but Tony Perkins. This is the one where like all the presidential candidates were there.
Oh yeah.
And we had all this stuff, it's like, the book says I should kill gay people. It's his words, not mine.
I'll cover myself in poop.
And sackcloth and ashes and, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so we have John Voight, which I'm sad because I really like him on Ray Donovan. He plays Mickey Donovan on there, old washed up gangster, but just listen to what he has to say. And it would help if I had the mic turned up. That would help quite a bit.
My heart aches.
My finger points.
Watching Donald Trump day after day, pouring his heart out, telling the American people what he wants to do to save the nation.
Is that what you call it? Pouring his heart out? I call it shitting into a microphone.
Well, and he hasn't told us what he wants to do.
No, he hasn't said jack shit about what he actually wants to do. He's just
I object to the concept of save the nation. We're okay.
No. Save us from what? Save us
We're
from
fine.
him.
Like if we keep going the way things are, there's worse places, and it's bad. Don't get me wrong. Like we got children being shot by police. That's bad.
Yeah, there was another one of those that happened this week, and I just hate the fact that everybody's so blasé about it now.
No, it's bad. It's bad. But,
it's not that I want to be. It's just that it's like.
But if we're gonna look at the scale of things,
the horrible shit has become the standard operating procedure in this country for a lot of stuff.
No. All Trump does is he shits. He verbally
into
shits
the microphone.
platitudes into the microphone. That's it. There's no substance behind it at all. No. And yeah, we're completely blasé about cop shootings because I think we've kind of realized now this is not new.
Yeah, it's been going on for a long time.
This is not new.
Nope. Black Lives Matter.
How can anyone doubt his sincerity?
Very fucking easy, John.
Every goddamn day. Are you kidding me?
How can anybody doubt his sincerity? Well, it's pretty fucking easy, because he said the opposite of what he's saying because
he changes his story like every goddamn day. Like, fuck that guy. Are you kidding me? How can anyone doubt his sincerity? This guy doesn't have a sincere bone in his goddamn body. What?
The only way you could not question his sincerity about anything is by not actually listening to him. That's it.
Well, who was the candidate they were calling like the flip flopper? The flip flopper was that not McCain? It was Herman Munster. Herman Munster. What the fuck his name was? The guy that's the current Secretary of State. Kerry.
Oh yeah.
And boy, if the Democrats actually gave a shit about winning an election this time around, maybe they would come out and say more about the whole he's changed position. Why don't we do the flip flopper thing with fucking Trump?
Well.
Because it doesn't work that way. Because now he has the right ideas.
Yeah. Well, they have a very, very skewed idea of what flip flopping is. Flip flopping is not changing your mind about a particular subject or idea. Flip flopping is changing your position based on your audience, based off polls 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Saying one thing, doing another, saying you're going to release your taxes if you ever decide to run for president, and then not releasing your taxes if you decide to run for president.
And then you say it's because of an audit.
Saying it's because of an audit, and then and then having pointed out that past taxes are not under audit, and you are free to release those, but you're still not going to. So Those things. Those
And
are.
then,
Those
you
are-
know, I'm not a birther. I am a birther. No, wait, Clinton made the birthers, you know, this week especially.
Fuck. I love.
And how much
I love
free media coverage did he get because of that shit?
Yeah.
They should
no,
be sending bills to his fucking campaign. I swear to God.
Well, no, he's kind of like with all this shit he's doing. He's pissing off media outlets.
Yeah.
I
Well,
wouldn't,
especially
be
getting
surprised
fucking
if
reporters arrested and shit.
Yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if very soon he holds a press conference and nobody shows up.
That's the way he wants it, though. This is going to be Trump TV people only. So Roger Ailes and all of his crew. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to John.
I can only feel if God allows truth to be said and heard, that we will see Donald Trump the next president of this great America.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing there's no God then, huh? And yes, we are allowed to say there is no God.
There is no God. It's okay.
There is no God. Aw, they're cheering for us. There is no God.
And he will lift the dark cloud that hovers over us now.
Trump is going to lift the dark clouds hanging over us.
Oh, no. Keyword. It's a dark cloud.
I got that game on
No.
PlayStation 2. It was a good game. To lift my dark clouds.
Like, technically, my dark clouds is dark gray, not black people.
You know what dark clouds mean? Rain. You know what rain does? It provides life.
It replenishes the earth.
Dark
Also, rat
clouds are
thunderstorms
good.
that shake your house.
Yeah, I know. Fucking dark clouds. Fuck yeah. Awesome.
These people just anything dark and black is bad for them, I think. And yes, I did go there. I really did just go there.
No,
so
I think you're right. No, I think
Oh,
you're
yeah, I know.
absolutely
wait, hang on, I
right.
got my race card around here somewhere.
No, yeah, those are
That's the three white folks, but no, that's true. They do tend to do anything that's
Well,
darker. as
I
well.
need to learn my genealogy more because I never mind. I'm not even going to go down
I
that fucking
guarantee
rabbit hole.
you that every single one of us has dark skinned people in our background.
Oh,
That's the reality of DNA. Actually,
That's-
no, I know for 100% fact, our white skin is a mutation of black people.
Well, shit, yeah. Some of us have, dark skin like 3 or 4 partners back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's be honest here. White
Well,
skin is a mutation from the African Homo sapien.
And
We
for people,
are African apes.
and
Let's
for
be
people that want to get it completely wrong, black people sometimes produce light children too, white children.
Oh yeah.
There's a set of twins. I mean, I don't want to bring people that we know in particular, but she has a really white little kid.
Oh,
Oh,
does
yeah,
she
yeah, she
know?
does.
Blonde
Oh.
hair,
He's
fair,
got
and
blue
everything.
eyes.
Yeah.
He's got blue eyes.
Damn
And that-
cute kid. Goddamn cute kid.
That kid
Oh
is
my God,
cute as
isn't he
shit.
He's the happiest baby I've ever met in my life. Like he's just like
Yeah.
yeah, happy all the time. No, but that happens. And but let's be honest though, like white skin is a mutation from the African ape Homo sapien.
Mhm.
We are Homo sapien, and our white skin is simply a genetic mutation that is skin deep. Like that's as far as the genetics differences go is outward alleles. That's it. And and
didn't you know about the black people having the fast twitch muscle fibers and although
What?
man, no, don't
Mark
even
of
don't
Cain.
even
Mark
don't
of Cain. It's the mark of
don't
Cain.
even Google that shit because
That's-
I heard
That's
I heard a lot of racist shit growing up.
what did you just say? Fast twitch.
Fast
muscle?
twitch muscle fibers.
Yeah.
That's why basketball players can jump higher than white people.
Except for that's not
I-
true.
no, it's not. They can jump just as high as everybody else. They're just taller.
And they train harder.
They train
Well, I mean,
harder.
in America, we practiced eugenics on slaves, so
Yeah, we did.
that was a thing.
So, hey, yeah, we genetically engineered those guys.
They're GMOs.
I feel really bad for everything.
That's terrible. That's fuck.
like, and okay, so for like white people like us, where
That's
we're like
some
Black
cognitive
Lives Matter.
dissonance joking right there, man.
Yeah, no kidding. No, but so for like some white people like us, we're like Black Lives Matter because like, and it's not like we have a stock in Black Lives Matter because let's be honest, we're fine. No, it's
Yeah.
just because we genuinely look at these black people and go, no, their lives matter. That's
Yeah.
it. That's all because they're people. And our skin is just a few genetics away from theirs. And it's bullshit that we've been given the advantages of privilege of being white folk.
So fuck you, Mickey Donovan. What the fuck are you doing going to the...
Exactly.
If you're an actor, I mean, I can understand you wanting to be outspoken with like advocacy kind of stuff, but you don't need to go to the Value Voter Summit to prop up fucking Trump. I mean, John, are you not getting work? I mean, I'm sure you're getting work. You're still doing TV.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's not getting work, honey. He's
not anymore. Jesus, man.
No,
Hopefully.
he's got no work. He's got time to kill.
What a piece of shit.
I know.
Fuck that guy.
It makes me hate a lot of people that I enjoy watching as actors because I can't separate them from their
I can't do
real life
Clint
shit.
Eastwood anymore. I can't even do Clint Eastwood anymore.
Well, that's because everything he's done recently has been shit.
Yeah, what's his new one that just came out? Oh, the Sully movie, which I actually want to see.
Yeah, it was actually from everything I've heard. I didn't get to see it myself because I haven't got to see anything recently.
For a while,
Fucking life, god damn it.
Goddamn life.
Yeah.
And you're on mute again, Felicia. I don't know what you're doing. Just talking. No.
Ha! I want to point out that my roommate just said to me, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a week." And I went, "I've been here. I've just been in my room working." He goes, "I've seen a shadow of your cat."
But for reference, like I can't handle like Tom Cruise at all anymore because I know of his Scientology bullshit. So
yeah, no, I get you.
But then again, Edge of Tomorrow was a damn good movie.
Such a good movie. I fucking loved it, except for the ending. The ending was bullshit, but the rest of it was really awesome.
Yeah, read the manga. The manga is a lot better.
There's a manga?
Yeah, it came from a Japanese series called All You Need Is Kill.
That's a great title.
That's a better fucking title.
It is. No kidding.
That's a great title. All you need. That is
That's a fantastic fucking title, and they decided to call it Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow is a bullshit title, and everyone knows it. Even people who love the movie are like, "That's a shit title, though."
Yeah, almost everybody that enjoys that movie, especially like Emily Blunt's character, like just ugh.
Emily Blunt's character.
She was doing those push-ups. Yeah. Anyway, let's go into our next one. Hang on a second. Okay, there we go. I found it, and we're talking Louie Gohmert now, and God damn it, what a stupid man.
So, going back to 07, we lost the majority, and the new majority, Democrats, were pushing something called hate crimes.
Where do you think he's going to go with this one, guys?
I'm going to go with blacks or gays. Blacks or gays for 500.
I'm going to go with, well, Christians. Why aren't people doing hate crimes again? I don't know. I haven't watched.
Oh, you don't get to guess. You already know the answer.
No, I actually don't know the whole answer.
Nope, I'm going to take a religious freedom.
As clearly as I can see you, where this was going. And we were told, no, this will never affect churches. It'll never affect Christians. And we went, because Christianity, we know, is a religion of love.
Christianity is a religion of love. I love you so much, I'm going to fucking throw you off a building. I love you so much, I'm going to shoot your church up.
Depends on which denomination.
Such Christian love.
Which domination?
Which domination?
Domination. I did say denomination, but I prefer domination.
Like any other religion.
Right there.
And Jesus himself said, greater love than no one than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. And that's what he did.
No. By your own book, he was God. He cheated. He had the cheat codes.
Yeah, he didn't lay down his himself for his friends. What the fuck bull fucking shit is that? That's not what he did.
Yeah, the apostles were like, hurry, get out of here. He's like, no, I need to do this.
Yeah, no,
bullshit did he just say to me?
They killed him, and then they went after his friends, who all went, oh, fuck no. They noped the fuck out.
Yeah, because they didn't want to get crucified.
Especially Paul.
Oh, yeah, fucking Paul.
And yet, after all the belittling I've gotten...
It's too easy, Louie. It's too fucking easy.
Well, you wouldn't be belittled so hard if you weren't a dick.
And if you weren't a fucking retard.
Cry me a river, darling. I've had people grab me in the workplace.
That must have hurt.
Oh, you know, in the defense of everybody,
laughing at my own stupid joke. Eh.
you probably shouldn't have worn the "Grab Me" T-shirt.
Oh, you mean my chef coat?
Yeah, the one that said, I'm grab me.
The one that said Harmon's?
No.
The one that said you were asking for it.
Yeah, I didn't wear that.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought that. I'm sorry. I thought that was printed on all women's clothing.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's not. But
And then going back then. Oh, you want to stand in the way of hate crimes? This will stop all this hatefulness. No, it's going to be used against Christians. Let's stop it now.
No.
No, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop hatefulness. What it's going to do is put the people away that use whatever it is that they're trying to hate people about. It's going to put them away a lot longer than a normal person would go away for doing the same crime.
No, it's fucking punitive because it's necessary. Because apparently people just can't not be dicks.
Yeah.
And Republicans going, Louie, you're really overreacting. No,
Well,
I can
maybe
see
you are,
where
though.
this was going.
Maybe
Supreme Court has
though.
said secular humanism is a religion.
No, they
now
haven't.
They've
I don't recall that
That's not a
ruling.
thing.
No,
That's
they
not a
haven't.
thing that exists.
They haven't.
established it.
They've said that it falls under protection. They've
Besides,
said
Christianity, like just Christian, isn't like I
That doesn't
guess
tell you anything.
yeah,
no, it doesn't.
like no, that's actually not like a thing. No, like if you talk about a protected class, you have to be like
I'm a Christian.
You have to be in like
what kind?
you can be like a non-denominational Christian or whatever, but like if you just say you're a secular humanist, nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
Which is why
Not
it's
at all.
to use the label atheist.
Yeah, that's why whenever I hear David Smalley, I'm putting fucking David Smalley from Dogma Debate on blast here because he always goes with the whole. He always prefaces it with everybody. Oh, I'm a secular humanist. I'm a this. I'm a that. I'm like, no. David Silverman, come on, back me up here and be like, no, you are an atheist. First and foremost, you are an atheist.
No, I actually have to give David Smalley a lot of credit here because he totally calls himself an atheist. He owns that label.
Oh, I know, but when he's talking about how he is the
he's simply talking about his moral, his
I get
his
that.
conscientious, his ethical guidelines. And I think that is perfectly acceptable to say that his ethical guidelines are a secular humanist because atheist isn't an ethical guideline in the slightest.
Oh, I know.
No,
what I'm trying to
defend
say
him on
is
that
that
one.
I've heard many times from him on his show say that, if you want people to know what you believe and what informs people of who you are, you tell them you're a secular humanist. And I'm like, okay, I get how he's trying to do the middle of the road. Like, let's not shock the Christians into
I disagree because I don't tell people that atheist is what I believe. I don't believe anything atheistic.
I get that, but what I'm trying to tell people here is that whenever you try to soften the word atheism by saying secular humanist, which they should not be comparable. Just saying.
See, I disagree though. I don't think David Smalley is trying to soften the word atheist by saying secular humanist because to him, and at least from my understanding, it is not separable. Like, you are an atheist, you're a secular humanist. I'm also a feminist. I'm also a pro people of color. Like, those things are not separable for me.
No.
And so when
from
people
my
ask
hearing
me,
from him talking to, like, when homeless people are like, oh, why are you doing all this stuff? Why are you helping us out? Oh, because I'm a secular humanist.
that's accurate.
I know, but the thing is that he is trying to use that as his label for what he believes. Instead of saying Christian, he doesn't say Christian. He says secular humanist. He's not saying atheist.
Right.
Normalize it. That's all I'm trying to say is normalize the fucking word because there's a lot of people that are fucking scared of it.
Word. But that's a misuse of the word atheist. I'm sorry, but what do you believe? What do you believe?
That's atheist.
No,
yes,
it's not.
I believe there is no God. That's a belief.
because I don't believe there is no God. I'm pretty damn sure there is no God, but I don't have an active belief in that.
Well, if you're talking about like the whole burden of proof kind of thing, where we're gonna tiptoe around that shit too, but I'm just saying,
I'm not tiptoeing around shit. I'm
not saying you.
Sure. I know.
I'm attacking an asshole by the name of David Smalley. Quit defending him.
I agree with his. I agree with his usage of the words, because I fucking hate it when people.
And
are
I
like,
don't. Moving on. Okay, so I cut Louie Gohmert short there. Sorry, guys, we kind of got into it.
That was
There's
awesome.
more of it on the.
Maybe that was great for the show. That was amazing.
Are you trying to say we got into the blueberry weeds?
No, I wouldn't think that at all. But the people that are patrons out there got an extra like 10 minutes of it.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was awesome.
But Phil Robertson, this douche canoe of a person, shows up at this fucking faith voter value summit, whatever the fuck it is. I'm so flustered I can't even remember the goddamn words of what it's called. The Value Voter Summit, wearing a goddamn black t-shirt with this fucking camo do-rag on, looking like Osama bin Laden with a fucking black t-shirt on.
Where the fuck is my common
and
cold?
He is American fucking Taliban. This guy is American fucking
my common
Taliban.
Cold?
Here we go.
By the way, an old Phil here
Phil?
met Mr. Trump earlier.
How nice for you.
Phil do. Old Rob here had written down an arrow coming down out of heaven.
And that's arrow for you people that can't understand.
I actually had not.
I wrote this down there on the riverbank. I wrote down there 1 AD. Arrow coming out of heaven. I had a cross there. I didn't say a word. I just wrote 1
Wrote
AD.
what?
Wrote it.
God becoming flesh. I drew a cross.
He said when he got to meet Donald Trump, he's doing all this whole, I wanted him to, I wrote on this thing, God, and I want Jesus and blah, 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 blah. Just hang on.
I'm sorry, he drew a T?
For sin. And I put a tomb where they put him.
How do you draw a tomb?
And I had an arrow coming out of that
arrow.
He beat it. He beat death.
He beat it. He beat it hard. He beat it. He beat it. He beat it till it came.
Hang on.
You better believe I showed him that. You know what I said?
You showed him his coming?
Don't miss this.
Don't miss it.
I said, we need God on our side.
He told Trump we need God on our side.
Trying to give him some
Watch what I do.
Hang on. I did listen to this one.
And I also told him, I said, if you really want to see something wild, I said, film it, Donald. Film me baptizing you.
And the audience hooting and hollering over this shit.
The left wingers will literally go crazy. And I said, and the evangelicals will swarm you like a mighty throng.
Mighty thong.
Mighty thong.
Oh, you could take that whole video out of context by like missing a few words and it'd be like, I want you to film it. I'm going to baptize your face with swimmers.
God damn it. They're going to fuck. I mean, really, there's just no, that's really all there is to it.
Well, and to put it to the point of how classy.
Like the way his voice sounded, I was like, I've had creepy guys say that to me. Like,
you've been drawn an era. You mean arrow?
It went right to you, era. And it went right to you, girl.
And to show you how fucking classy he is, as he's like doing all this talking, he's like, he brings up his fucking camo backpack onto the fucking lectern and he's starting to put his giant fucking Bible away and he's like into them. He's not even paying attention on. He's like, I'm turning this way and I'm gonna go ahead and put my Bible away and lock everything up. And you want to piss off them lefties, this is what you got to do.
He hasn't even read the fucking Bible. Let's be honest here.
That's a pretty well-worn copy.
Well, that would involve, first knowing how to read.
Well, the problem with them is that
my voicemail to cognitive dissonance, and if anyone was wondering, Felicia from Salt Lake, that was me. Of course, that was. Come on, let's be honest. And that pastor was like, Job slept with his daughters. No, Job didn't sleep with his daughters.
No, they
Job
slept with him.
Raped by his daughters.
Yep.
There's a difference, motherfuckers.
Let's get our dad drunk and then have our way with him.
Yeah, that was their exact thing. They're like, we can't waste his seed, so let's get him drunk on wine. Like that was their thing. And like this guy it sets. He doesn't know that. He doesn't know that from the Bible. He's like,
nope.
Job and Sodom and Gomorrah.
The whole onanism thing where, God didn't kill him for spilling his seed on the ground because he was tugging it. No, he was having sex with his brother's widow and they said, nope, I don't want a kid. And pulled out, dropped it on the ground, and that's why he got killed. Fucking Bible stories. These are real Bible stories, people. God damn it.
Yeah, the Bible is dirty as shit, though.
Yeah, it really is.
It is.
Bible
But
is
not even in a good way.
No,
it's like in super creepy ways.
not even like Dear Penthouse.
You can't get off to the Bible.
In Penthouse, they consent.
Well, no, I mean, it's not written well enough to get off to.
Oh, you said get off to. I think get off on. I'm like, that's fairly easy, actually.
I do it in every hotel I stay in.
Oh, the pages are all stuck together.
Oh.
That's a thing we can do. I can't do that. I'm not a squirter.
But you could probably try. I mean, there would be an A for effort right there.
Yeah, but it would go under me, and that would make me uncomfortable, and I'd end up just throwing it anyway.
Well, and you wouldn't want to get paper cuts down there either. So.
Oh, please. The Bible pages, they don't get paper cuts. They're so thin.
Yeah, but you're a heathen. You're one of them atheists.
It would burn you.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
No, not really.
No, if I was you, I'd totally leave a snail trail on each one of those books I find.
That's a good idea, though, right there, that you just said. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny as fuck.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, so we got our buddy, Glenn Beck. It's been a while since we've had Glenn in
the fuck up,
We haven't had Glenn Beck on this in a while. And this one's just kind of dumb, but you could tell his mental condition is starting to deteriorate quite a bit because he's looking more and more like a doughy like ant from like New England every time I see him. He's
That's a thing.
I don't know. I don't have any ants from New England, but he's like wearing his cardigans and everything, and he's getting the silverish hair where he's starting to look like a Jamie Lee Curtis kind of thing going on.
Ted Cruz lost.
Yeah, he did, and he's still butthurt about that.
You're going to have to be the leader.
Okay.
It's a huge responsibility. But it's good. It's good. If you believe, how many people believe in the eternal life? Okay.
Oh, everybody in the crowd raised their hand. Oh, of course.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Do you know how many people have lived and just survived in history?
What does that even mean?
How many people have lived and have not been given the big opportunity to step up and really be a person that returns home with honor?
I think
that's some Mormon code right there.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that is some Mormon code. That is, but people.
But what the hell does he mean? Like lived and he like
just
said
existed.
two the same word.
Well,
like
existed. I'm gonna guess all of them.
Yeah.
All of them have lived. All of them have had at least one great bone that they remember.
Yes.
All who have existed lived.
Yes. I'm pretty sure that everybody in history has existed. Yes.
All of them have told a joke that made the entire room laugh. All of them have laughed so hard that they were like dying on the floor. All of that, every single fucking human being has had that moment where like this is why I'm alive. This feels good. Every single fucking one of them.
And that's your moment, and then it passes, and you're like, oh.
No,
that's it.
no.
That's
You
it.
just was it in the castle of memory, as they say in the newest Alice of Wonderland. So, yeah.
How many people just went along in their life and they didn't have anything big or catastrophic really happening, so they had a chance to be an honorable person and live a decent life? They will build statues of people from these days someday.
No.
Actually, yes, they will.
Elon Musk.
Two. Okay, do you know how rare it is for a statue to be built of you? For fuck's sake.
I'm not going to have a statue.
Well, I don't. Well, no, I mean, in this day and age, all it takes is being willing and able to pay for it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the
fuck,
way
there are statues of Rush Limbaugh. So
Kyle,
I'm sorry, the bar is
Kyle-
pretty fucking low.
Kyle, in this day and age, are you kidding me? That's the way it was back in Rome. Like in ancient Rome, when it was like that's where who paid for statues? It was the people who were like, build a statue of me. Like artists weren't just like building tributes to these people because they were inspired by them. Fuck that.
Well, unless you lived in
No.
Pompeii,
Yeah,
then you kind of got made into a statue.
No, the ones who were immortalized, the ones who were immortalized in statue were the ones who were advertising the goddamn brothel. That would be the whores.
Oh yeah. There are there are some great
Male
horror
and female.
movies. I know there really are.
Oh,
But
yeah.
in today, you can just go get a statue 3D printed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
we needed a Utah Outcast statue.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
What would it look like? How do you 3D print hashtag butt stuff?
Three of us just doing a thing. Not doing butt stuff, just doing a thing. Like all three of us just making a pose, and then they 3D print it, and then we sculpt onto the front hashtag butt stuff. And that's it. And no archaeologist will ever know what that means, and that's amazing.
They may be
Really,
our children.
It's all of us just sitting down in a circle looking happy.
Historians will read about us. Not everybody has
Yeah?
that opportunity.
No, literally every human has that opportunity.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Words exist
literally-
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally every human being since we've had written word.
Yes. No, humanity has never existed in a time that is more thoroughly documented than this one.
Accurate.
Yeah.
No,
I find it
archaeologists
interesting
love this era.
that in 20 years, my kids are going to go back and listening to podcasts
Oh yeah, no,
that I had done.
hey.
Oh God! Search the web, delete every red light round table.
Actually, they're not available, so I have them all on my computer. Maybe I'll release one of these days.
And someday archaeologists are going to find your computer and find a way to extract all this data. And they're going to be like, Jesus Christ! They're as dirty as we thought they were.
Oh my God! Why is there so much butt stuff?
Okay, so that brings us to the end of Fun with Real Audio. Thank goodness for that. We had an interview slated, but I'm not in the mood anymore. We're going to go ahead and jump into our highs and lows for the week, and we will be right back. Utah Outcasts. Okay, so we're back, and we're going to close out the show with our highs and lows segment that we normally do. I call it the highs for the week, but you can include a low if you have to. And I will kick things off. My high point for this week is that and I know it's going to be fitness related, so shut up, people. I actually managed to do like 20 something miles this week running. So,
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Yay,
Congratulations.
I had a day where I tried to do 7 and I bit off more than I could chew. I was like 3 miles away from the house when I was out of energy. I'm like, fuck, it's going to be a long walk.
But still, that's amazing.
jogged,
I'm
but-
proud of you. No, like genuinely, that's fucking awesome. Kick ass, bro.
Yeah, but I'm mad at myself because I was at a better place about 2 or 3 years ago and I could do 7 miles when just like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to go for a 7-mile run. It's going to be fun. And then you do that and it's a humbling thing after you haven't done it in a while. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, you were injured. It takes some time to recover.
What did I do to myself? Well, no,
You
it's not just the
recovered.
injury. It's the fact that I got fat too, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. Trying to hustle a 280-pound frame 7 miles, it's a lot of fucking energy. So
Yeah, I can't even look. Just in the few months I've been working, I can't even stand like I used to. You remember, I used to stand for hours a day, right? Like
Yeah.
that was my thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, now I'm like standing for like an hour, and I'm like, oh, my knees. Am I right? So I get it.
That's that old age starting to creep in. Is that desk jobs are fucking brutal to your body.
So I
Yeah.
planned for no matter what my next desk job is, that I get a standing desk. Like that's my goal. Is like I don't care what job I do, I don't sit. No, standing is so much healthier for you. I'll sit on my fucking breaks and in my days off, for fuck's sake. No, I'll stand and I'll walk.
It made me feel bad because I got a standing desk at work and I barely use it.
Oh, I won't ever do a sitting thing again because it makes me fall asleep.
Yeah, there's that. And my low point is the fact that Oh, I don't know. Coming up in, about a week or so from now, I've got to work like 9 days straight, and I'm not happy about that at all. But it's the shit I have to fucking do every year. Kyle knows what it is. For those
Yeah.
I know
wondering,
this feeling.
for those wondering, it's the government's fiscal end of year happens like at the end of October.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a computer operator, I've got a lot of fucking work ahead of me. so
Shit happens.
I'll
at
be
this
working
time.
like grave shift for like 2 weeks straight.
Oh,
Yeah. And it always
That
happens
blows.
right around my kid's birthday. And it pisses me off because I'm like, you're making me choose between like family and work. And I fucking hate it when they make you do that shit. So
mm-hmm.
unfortunately, both are necessary. Because I'd totally pick work all the way. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Ah.
no. Okay, that's it for me. What about you guys?
I got some pretty epic highs and lows, actually.
Good. Go.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to start with the high note because it was less epic. My high note was the 100-year celebration of Planned Parenthood that I went to. I had to go for work, so I'm still tired from it. But because because the campaign didn't buy the table, but somebody related to the campaign bought the table, I got to drink for free all night.
Oh, yay.
It's fun. I was wearing all white, so I didn't get to drink my traditional red wine. It was white. So I drank red wine all night, but it didn't matter because it was fun. And I didn't know this going into the event, but my favorite drag queen performed, and she does Dolly Parton, and I was just enamored all night, and it was a blast, and everyone was fun, and one of the people I looked up to most in the world kept calling me her sister wife all night. So that was no, we had an absolute blast. It was so fun, and I'm still exhausted from it. I probably wouldn't be so tired if I hadn't worked all week, but no, it was a lot of fun, and I made some good work connections, so it was good. Low point was the skunk on Friday night. Friday night was my only night off, and I tried to have fun. I tried to like relax and have fun. That didn't happen. I just ended up passing out early. Like I was just like not like drunk passing out, like just general tired passing out. Like I can't do it. I'm going to bed. So I'm at my boyfriend's place. I'm at William's place, and his dog Jax is an Akita, and Akitas have an intensely high prey drive. So if it runs, they chase it. And William lives right next to a golf course. And so he gets all sorts of critters in his yard. He gets cats, and he gets weasels of various sorts, and gophers, and all this shit. And he gets skunks. Because skunks exist in Utah in remarkable numbers, in fact. Like, they're just everywhere.
I saw one running one time, and I made a really fucking wide arc to get away from it. I'm like, nope, noping the fuck out of here. Yep.
Skunks don't run well either. They like trot. Like, I looked into it. No, evolutionarily, skunks are useless without their stink sack.
Yeah, they're honey badgers without the attitude.
Yeah, no, but honey badgers have like powerful legs and can run at a decent pace.
And,
yeah, no, skunks are like they
cats
can't even climb
with bad smells.
No,
not even cats climb. Because
they can't jump. Cats are like evolutionarily the perfect predator. Like cats are perfect as predators go. Skunks are useless. They can't jump. They can't run. They can't climb. No, I'm not kidding. This is all true. You can look it up. Skunks are useless without their stink sack. Funny thing about their stink sack is it's so effective that they fear almost nothing. Like, so the dog. So it's late at night. I wake up. I'd had a weird dream. I get up just to get a drink of water, and William says, "Oh, I'm just going to bed." So I'm walking back to the bedroom. He lets the dog out, like you do, and then he goes, "Oh fuck, Jack, get back, Jack!" And it was too late. And so he calls the dog back after the dog had been sprayed twice, once in the face once in the back, and we weren't quite sure, but we could smell them in the air, but it wasn't quite so bad yet. And you could smell them, but it wasn't like chokingly bad. So he like leans down and he smells he leans down and he smells oh god shit. And so he learned the lesson from last year where he let the dog inside after he got sprayed, because the dog got sprayed last year by a skunk.
Oh no.
I wasn't there last year, but his house stunk for 3 weeks. And so he doesn't let the dog inside, and the air. Okay, if you have not, everyone has smelled a skunk from their car or from the highway or distance. It does not smell like that up close. Okay, when you smell it up close, it is horrifically bad.
It's like eye-rollingly.
Oh yeah, it burns.
It burns. It actually burns. Like it in the air. You feel like you cannot breathe. It is evolutionarily designed to be one of the worst smells you can experience in the existence of existence. Like, and not just for humans, but for everyone. So our lacking sense of smell is still just overwhelmed by this horrible thing. And it's so bad. And so the dog didn't get to come inside. William chains him up and he goes, shit. And I go, you're going to need hydrogen peroxide and baking soda, because that's what the Humane Society recommends, and that's what all the science recommends. And he goes, I don't have that. He's like, fuck, I got to go to the store. And I'm like, all right. So he chained the dog up outside, which this dog does not get chained up outside. Like, that's not a thing that occurs for this dog. But like, what are we going to do? Right? Like, this dog is covered
Thank
in
goodness it wasn't
skunk.
wintertime.
Oh yeah, no. And this poor dog is like, he's not feeling well at this point, you know, because he's like drooling all over the place because he's got skunk.
Because it smells
Like,
bad.
yeah.
Just imagine how it smells to a dog.
Like, and dogs like stinky things, but they don't like skunk. Like, that's not like, no, it's not one of those things where like I'll roll in it. Ooh.
Rolling that skunk.
Well, that's because it has more physiological effects than just smell. Like, skunk is evolutionarily designed to be horrific.
To fuck you up. Yeah.
It is. Like, that's what it's for. Skunks are useless without it. And so the dog's crying outside. I'm sitting inside. And here's the thing, is that the smell permeates the air. Humans can smell skunk over a mile away. Imagine what it's like with it in a yard.
Ground zero.
Yeah, it's bad. And so it's in the air. And so we shut the doors so it's not as bad in the house, but that doesn't matter because it's in the fucking house. It's not in the carpets. It's not in anything, but the air itself smells like this, to the point where I'm covering my goddamn face. And I'll tell you something. I learned a new litmus test. Your video is not funny, clever, or cute unless it's those things through the smell of skunk. I don't give a fuck. It's not adorable unless I think it's adorable while smelling skunk smell. And it's not one of those things where you easily get used to it, where you're like, you smell it for a couple of minutes, then you're fine. No. It just lingers there, and it's just so offensive.
Chewy.
So William gets back and he cleans the goddamn dog up. He spends all night out there, and then I have to let the dog in, and I have to get him into the laundry room where it's not carpet, and it doesn't matter. He gets away from me, and he rubs in the goddamn carpet. So then we get him in the laundry room, and the house stinks so bad that I'm awake till 4 in the goddamn morning, just trying to relax. And it's his house.
You should have just driven back to your apartment and been like, I'm out. Peace the fuck out.
I've been drinking. See, I've had a couple drinks. Honestly, I wasn't drunk by that time, but
but we're responsible adults, and you know.
Yeah, no. By the time I woke up, because I'd fallen asleep, but I just got up to get a drink of water, and then I was going to go back to bed, like like you do. I was fine, but still, it was really late at night, and I wasn't comfortable.
In the mood, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't comfortable with the concept of me driving really late at night. So, just for nature of falling asleep, maybe. But no, it was bad. It was so bad. And I couldn't leave while William needed help dealing with his dog because he and his kid was there. Like, what if the kid woke up? You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where it's just like, I couldn't just leave because I care about these guys. I care about them. I care about the dog. I care about William. I care about the kid. Like, it wasn't one of those things where it's just like, I'm out. Like, it was just more like, what am I going to leave and not give a shit? That's not going to happen. So anyway, the low point was trying to breathe in skunk. And seriously, it's so much worse than you think it is. Because this is my first experience like breathing near skunk spray, and it is so bad.
Okay,
It's
Kyle.
bad. I had a high point.
Oh God, high point. So we had the booth. Atheists of Utah had the booth at Provo Pride. That was fun. So we had the chance to have a chat with candidate Mike Weinholz, who is a great guy who came by, and
candidate for governor for people outside
candidate for governor,
the Democratic candidate,
and the senatorial candidate Misty Snow came by, and she's an absolute sweetheart. She's a really cool person. I really liked her. But aside from that, we gave away so many condoms to teenagers
to repress teenagers in
Utah County. It was so funny. We had teenagers coming over and grabbing fistfuls. I'm like, promise you'll use them.
Right? Just use them. We don't give a fuck.
You please take as many as you think you might need.
You two young men, you go use them now on each other.
Please use them.
Females, carry these with you for when you are in the mood with a guy. Obviously, this doesn't count for dental dams with lesbians, and that's another whole issue that we need to get into. But yes.
Absolutely. It was a really good experience. We had a very interesting conversation with somebody who she opened the conversation by telling us that we need to be more open-minded about essential oils because they helped her so much more than the doctors could. But of course, also the angel that visited her helped her a great deal.
Oh my goodness, seriously?
But the angel, I mean, could have been Jesus. She's not exactly sure. It might have just been a regular old angel, or it could have been Jesus. She's not really sure. And I'm sitting there during this conversation with Dan, he's egging her on so hard. Like, really? An angel? Cool. What did it look like? It's like, oh, well, you know,
was it covered in eyeballs?
Kind of looked like a man. It's like, really? So how'd you know it was an angel then? Like,
I'm gonna tell you.
Really? How could you tell the difference between a regular man and an angel? Huh? Like, well, it could have been Jesus. Like, really? It could have been Jesus? Well, it looked like him. Really? What did he look like?
I can tell you, I've had some fucked up dreams. So the things I've seen, nobody wants to experience. Like my ex-husband and my boyfriend were one, but then they had like tentacle arms and they were like choking me, but not in a good way.
No, go on.
That kind of works for me. Yeah.
Go on.
That's fine. Angels, Jesus angel.
Well, you never knew, but one of my favorite groups is NXS, and my favorite actor is David Carradine. So,
well, hey, yeah,
for obvious reasons.
Now, that was one of those conversations. We occasionally we do get the conversations where it's really good. We want to dig into it with somebody, but this just happened to be a person that this was not going anywhere. It was not going to go anywhere.
No, so this is clearly a person who's been through some shit.
Yeah.
You could just tell by the context that this is person clinging for some meaning.
Oh, yeah, no, she was clearly going through some shit. She clearly had a lot of medical issues that she needed help with. And she was not getting the help she actually needs because she has a lot of bad information. Yeah, so really, the whole conversation is like, just kept saying, great, it's great, it's nice, it's fantastic. You found something that works for you and makes you feel good. Great. Fantastic. You can just kind of, you're wasting time for everybody here.
Nobody cares.
Please stop. It's like, this conversation is going nowhere.
Have you guys seen the essential oil vape pens that they have now too?
God damn it, yes.
Those piss me the fuck off. Because the shit that they're selling, they're like oneness with the universe. I'm not vaping. I'm one with the universe. I'm like, you're breathing fucking, you're burning oils. Do you have any idea the carcinogens? Like, I'm sorry. Yes, vape might have some implications, but we know what burning essential oils actually does. And in your general existence, you're burning essential oils, it's nothing, right? But if you're directly inhaling that shit, no, there are some absolutely known carcinogenic effects. So shut the fuck up with your I'm just getting zen with shit. Fuck. Oh,
I hit a nerve with you guys. I just view it as more woo.
Yeah.
Oh, it's wooey woo.
No,
we were
woo with known toxicity.
But we had some very interesting conversations with people down there in Utah County, in the Provo, in the shadow of BYU.
And their tabernacle that's now a fucking temple. And
there was a lot of interesting conversations. Like the guy from Ecuador didn't speak English at all, so his grandson was translating for us. He was a hoot because he's been an atheist for a long time, and he's like, in Ecuador, it really just doesn't.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It's like you're either a Catholic or you're not a Catholic, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it was great to see the 70-year-old guy from Ecuador pick up a condom, look at it, laugh, and casually slip it into his pocket,
Nice.
and then just wink at us. You're an awesome guy. We like you.
He's like, I don't know. Maybe I'll need it.
Hey,
who knows?
No. Americans elderly Americans are fucking. The statistics show that shit. They are fucking.
When's my time?
Oh yeah. By all means, look. If your gear's still working, go for it.
We have drugs for that.
Betty White would get it. I don't care what you guys say. I don't care what anybody says. If she wanted it.
Hey, I'd give it to Betty.
Yeah.
Really?
Just for the story. God damn it.
So would I. Jesus.
Dick Van Dyke would get it too.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. That's yeah.
The stories he can tell.
Just for the story, yeah. So this one time I was giving it to Dick Van Dyke.
What? Wait a minute.
Really?
Wait, what?
Yeah, so that's a good high point. Low point, really. There's still a lot of fallout and grief with my family from my dad, and that's not really going well. I don't really know how much I really want to get into it because it's my mom's been talking to my dad through a lamp that's been kind of going on and off at random times.
Oh my God, she's turned into the mom from Stranger Things.
Yeah, it's kind of the mom from Stranger Things thing. She's gone full Winona there.
Oh no.
But that's really one of those things that's not terribly uncommon when you're grieving.
No, I think Dan told us about his dad talking to a carbon monoxide.
Dad talks to a carbon monoxide detector.
Yeah.
It's sort of you're looking for an outlet. You're looking for something. So yeah, there's
looking for something to hold on to. Yeah,
it's happening randomly. So you talk to this person because you're suddenly alone for the first time in your entire life.
Ugh.
That's
so I kind of been dealing with that. I'll get the text message at 10 p.m. Can you come let the dog out? He's scared of the fireworks from the high school homecoming dance, and I can't get him to go out. All right.
Oh, and when it comes to grief, boy, nothing gets more fun than when Facebook decides to remind you.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
year
Oh,
after.
no.
Yeah. Thanks, Facebook.
Yeah.
I actually turned that off for me because of the divorce thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
just-
it's like I don't want to see my abuser's face regularly.
5 years ago today.
For me, like I lost my grandpa,
No.
I think a year or so back, maybe 2 years ago. And when I see it come up, like whenever I'm running shit on Facebook to like get people to come to events or, trying to get people to like the page, he's one of the first one that pops up because his Facebook account's still out there. And I'm like, oh, gee, thanks, guys. I was over that, but now I'm kind of sad. Fuck you. Fuck you, Facebook.
Yeah, I read a story about a guy who bought an urn for his cat's cremated ashes, and now Facebook or Amazon keeps trying to sell him cat urns, specifically cat urns.
More cat urns.
And he's like, that was an incredibly painful experience for me. And this
I have one.
This is continually reminder of my current cat's mortality. Like, what are you doing?
Why don't you get like a couple of them for backup?
Don't buy your cat urn from Amazon.
Well, here's the reason he did it is because the vet was trying to sell him one for like $200. He's like, I don't think I need to spend that on a cat urn. And he's right, you don't.
No.
Have you guys noticed that your devices sometimes will give information to Amazon when we were talking about something, me and my wife were like, I really should go to the store and pick up these things. Didn't like Google this thing, didn't, search it on Facebook or anything like that. But I turn on my phone and I go to Facebook to look at something. And all of a sudden there's an advertisement from Amazon for the thing that we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's creepy as shit.
It is creepy as shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the world we live in. Be scared or just deal with it. Anyway.
You know what? Neat.
Yep. So that does it for this week's episode. We're off to go record the secret patron show. This remains exclusive for our patron for 6 months before it's made available to the rest of the world. If you really want to hear what we're talking about, all it takes is $1 a week. It's either that or you'll have to make do with the old ass episodes on YouTube or the podcast feed, which you can find at UtahOutcast.com. Those that choose to join us beyond the veil by going to patreon.com/UtahOutcast have many options available to them. And like the LDS Church, we have greater rewards for those who are more devout to the Utah Outcasts, meaning more money. Just go check it out. It'll all make sense. We're still setting up to record the in-depth Ray Comfort episode soon, and we do have the Atheist Delusion that we got to watch together. Oh my God.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah. So keep in mind, you can reach us at any time through our social media empire, through comments on YouTube, voicemail, text, or email. You can find all of those fairly fucking easy. So thanks to Felicia. Thanks to Kyle for joining me again this week. And that's going to do it for us. But this is the part where we must say to y'all that we'll catch you again next week with a brand new episode. But until then, you're welcome.
Good night, everybody.